The golf course itself has a certain sound to it. It has a certain feel to it. I feel at peace on the golf course more than anywhere else that I can do anything. All my senses feel comfortable. I'm Chad Neesmith, and I'm a blind golfer.
There you go. Oh my.
Oh, wow.
All right, buddy. Nice. All right, now work a little back to the pin. That's a really good golf shot. Go in the hole. Oh. Came down off that hill real nice. Yeah, we got 4 inches. Let me give it a set here. All right, come on in. We're 4 inches straight in.
Practice?
Yeah, practice. There you go. Good.
I was born with what's called retinitis pigmentosa, but when you're born, it's one of these things that nobody tests for, nobody suspects, because it's just 1 in 250,000 people have it, and there's no symptoms. They found it when I was about 12, they diagnosed it, and every year the tunnel closes. By 28, it was probably closed, and it was just complete blackness. We're gonna look good. Look good, you play good.
Here's your belt.
Thank you, ma'am.
And we're good to go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our first date, I never will forget. Of course, she picks me up, but she knew I couldn't see very well. Get in the passenger side, and I sit down. I realize that she's not in the car. And so I get back out and see if I can help her with anything. And she's standing over there and said, "You might not be driving, but you sure can find where my door is." And so I went around and said, "Yes, ma'am." So I opened her car door, and she drove. But she was a very positive influence because she didn't accept it. She didn't allow me to use excuses. And 7 or 8 years into our marriage, then introduced me to golf, which was the most wonderful thing I think she could ever have done for me.
It became obvious that something needed to happen in his life. Something had to be given to him that could replace some of the things that he was no longer able to do.
She said, "You're about to drive me crazy on the weekends," because I relied on her then for entertainment. Listen, what are we gonna do now? What are we gonna... And she had stuff she wanted to do. And she says, "You're gonna learn to play golf." And I said, "What are you talking about?" So I took it as a challenge. I said, "All right, I'm gonna give 1 lesson on the driving range, and if they can prove to me that with work I can learn to hit this golf ball, I'll play."
Show me something good. And he come in and walked in the door and said, "I want to learn how to play golf." And I looked up at him and I said, "Well, yeah, that's no problem. I teach all sorts of people." And he goes, "Well, there's one caveat." He says, "I'm blind." I knew that I had to go out and figure out how to teach somebody that couldn't see. So I taught myself how to play golf blind. So I'd blindfold myself. Most of my staff thought I was crazy. I'd be down there with the blindfold on at one end of the range, working, and they're like, "He's not gonna learn how to play golf." I wasn't trying to teach myself to play golf. I was trying to learn how to teach him.
My name is Jeremy Pointsnow. I'm 28 years old and I'm from San Diego, California.
One right. A little more. Perfect. Left face. A little bit up. Yeah, a little bit up, Joe. That's good. Left face. Good. Yeah. That's good. Good.
So I was a 19-year-old sophomore in college, was on top of the world, everything was going great, and just before winter break, I thought I needed glasses, and then went and saw the optometrist, and then he had me cover my left eye at one point, and when I covered my left eye, I couldn't see anything on the eye chart. I couldn't even see the big E. And then 2 months later, affected my left eye and went to where it is now. I'm legally blind with no central vision, and it was a really tough time. I was always around the game and played every Sunday from when I was 12 till I was 17 with my dad. It was our bonding time. It was our ritual. It's how my dad and I became so close. And then after losing my sight at 19, I thought there's no way I could play golf ever again.
I remember I had a set of irons for him brand new, and I said, you know, you got to try them. So I said, well, I'll take you to the driving range, see how it goes. And he hit a first shot, pretty good. Then he had a couple of good shots, and he said, you know, I think it gave him the hope that, okay, I can play golf again. And he didn't know at the time that he could compete.
I was 20. It was my dad and my first World Blind Golf Championship together in England in 2010. And there were 60 competitors, and my dad and I were tied for the win against the guy from England. I'm in the World Championship, in a playoff with an opportunity to win, and there's an audience watching. I gotta soak this up. So I smiled and I waved to the crowd. I went back to my shot, and what my dad and I do for these short chip shots is he'll stand in between me and the flag, and I'll line up to him. And he did that. I set up and said he was good. He moved out of the way, and I hit the shot. So I turned to my right, and my dad yelled, "It went in," and after that, everything, it was just amazing. I was on cloud 9.
Your reaction to that wonderful shot?
That was awesome. I'm in shock. I feel like I'm dreaming right now. This is not real.
You are the world champion.
If you would have told me when I first lost my sight I'd be at a place like that a year and a half later, I would have thought you were nuts.
Yeah, I got 148 to the middle, but where is it in relationship to the trees and the bunker? Get out of the cart.
No problem there. It's the left tree. Left side of the left tree.
Left side of the left tree.
Yep.
Okay, that's all. That's what I needed to know. Where's the center of the green?
Right side of that tree.
Okay, so I hit it right in the middle of the tree.
That's good.
My name's Tommy Marks. I'm from Danville, Pennsylvania, and I'm 38 years old. Nope, fat. My senior year, I was actually a +1 handicap. Decided to go to Bucknell and play college golf. Played in some US Open, amateur qualifiers. I didn't have a lot of success in those, but I was a good player. It was then, just really about a year later that my eyes started to deteriorate. The ophthalmologist takes a little shiny mirror to see if there's any damage. The look on his face was just, I'll never forget it. When I first started playing competitive golf and I didn't have kids, it was really about winning. This was actually a letter that Arnold actually wrote to me, congratulating me on my success in blind golf. So I'm the 3-time defending national champion.
Yeah.
Just outside that tree limb, isn't it?
Which tree limb?
The trees behind it, the big tall tree. It should be just left of them. Just line it up with the hole.
I will. He's not happy.
You're going to keep him happy.
Talk about anything but golf.
Key points of blind golf. We could not even begin this game without coaches. We play the game of blind golf as a team, the player and the coach.
What is it like having your dad out there with you?
It gets very interesting.
It's stressful. Very stressful. And I stress him out. Head fucking down. I will watch it for you. Oh, I'll get away then. Okay. Okay. It's tough to watch him play and hope for the best and give him guidance. That's been special, just to be with him and learn about him and try to help him not get fired during the round. It's great.
We have a good process, whether it's for a shot or for a putt. We discuss the shot, and we have, different code words that we use that it's going to tell Jeremy what to do, and so he feels comfortable. The decision's been made. He knows what to do, and it works out.
C'est où il est, lui? Oui? Il est juste derrière?
Yeah, Pete's in the club good. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Oh!
Where'd it miss?
Just on the high side.
Making sure that you get a human being around a golf course safely, first off, without any injuries. And then at the same time, you try to get the best game of golf out of them you can. 21, Doc.
21 paces, we multiply it by 3, so we got a 63-footer. And now, based on what the putt's doing, or whether it's uphill or downhill, he's going to give me a number that I'm to putt to.
Show me a 40. Show me a 45. Yeah, give me 43 now. Love it. Be free with it.
So he steps back and he gives the snap, and that just gives me a direction of where I need to take the club back. Because again, not being able to see the ground, not being able to see the club face, it's real easy to take it outside on the takeaway, and now you're gonna have trouble squaring it back up on the downswing. So the snap just gives me a general direction of that straight back.
Great putt. Go, baby. Get on in there. Snuggle. Yeah, well done. 2 foot.
Thanks. Great read.
Putt right there.
This man can read the greens, boy. The first thing everybody needs to understand is that there's 3 visual classifications, and B1 is basically you can't see anything. B2s have a little more visual acuity.
If someone puts their hands directly in front of their face like this, that's what my vision's like all the time. I've got nothing in the middle.
In the B3 category, it's almost the exact opposite of tunnel vision. So somebody that can see straight down a tube, not being able to see anything in there.
When we have a tournament, all 3 visual categories are competing. Now, we don't compete against each other. They play for the winner of the B3, then there's the B2, then there's the B1.